Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're jumping into a really fascinating paradox from Hindu mythology. It's a real head-scratcher. How can a god who is said to be eternal, someone who was never born, also have stories all about his birth?
Alright, so in the sacred text, you'll often see Lord Shiva called Ajanma. And that word, it literally means the unborn. It's this incredible name that points to his true nature, as this ultimate formless reality that has just always existed, completely outside the whole cycle of life and death that governs literally everything else.
And right away, you see the problem, right? This creates this profound mystery. It's right at the heart of the tradition. How can both of those things possibly be true at the same time? So yeah, let's dive into this. We're going to investigate the sacred texts and try to make sense of this seeming contradiction.
Okay, so our first clue comes from a text called the Vishnu Purana. And this one, it connects Shiva's appearance to the very, very beginning of creation itself. And it does it in a super personal and, honestly, pretty dramatic way.
So get this. This is not some conventional birth story. You have the creator god, Brahma, deep in meditation, trying to kickstart the universe. And out of nowhere, a child just appears. This is Rudra, an early form of Shiva, and he emerges directly from Brahma's creative energy, and you could argue maybe even his frustration. And his cry, it isn't just a baby crying, it's this primordial sound that echoes through everything.
But hold on, because just when you think you've got a handle on it, that's just one version of the story. If we pivot over to another major text, the Shiva Purana, well, we get a completely different take, one that's way more cosmic and epic in scale.
Yeah, so this second account, it paints a totally different picture. This one isn't about a quiet act of creation. Oh no, this one is centered on a full-blown contest of cosmic supremacy. And this is just brilliant. It's not a story about a physical birth at all. It's about a powerful, powerful revelation. This pillar of fire, it represents something endless, a reality so huge that even these great gods, Brahma and Vishnu, they can't find its beginning or its end. Shiva's appearance here isn't a birth, it's more like a demonstration. He's showing them that he is that infinite reality they can't even measure.
So, okay, let's take a step back for a second. We've got two wildly different stories. On one hand, a crying baby appearing on a god's lap, on the other, an infinite pillar of fire that dwarfs the gods themselves. What are these stories really trying to tell us? Well, the most important thing to grasp is that these narratives were never meant to be taken as, literal history.
Exactly. The Puranas, which are the texts these stories come from, they use storytelling to explain incredibly complex philosophical ideas. Think of them like teaching tools, using these epic, amazing tales to explore the very nature of God, of creation, and of reality itself. And when you look at it that way, suddenly the contradictions just kind of melt away. The stories become different sides of the same incredible truth. There's this concept of lila, which suggests this is all divine play. And the key idea here is manifestation, not birth. Shiva, the eternal one, he simply chooses to appear when he's needed. Each appearance symbolizes a cosmic principle, and ultimately, what these stories show is how all the gods are really just interconnected parts of one single divine reality. So in essence, that's the answer to our paradox. That's the key to the whole puzzle. These birth stories, they're actually about that exact moment the unmanifest becomes manifest. It's about a formless, endless consciousness taking on a form that we can actually comprehend, all for the sake of the universe.
And that kind of leaves us with one final, pretty mind-bending thought, doesn't it? Maybe the focus isn't on some celestial event at all. Maybe, just maybe, these stories are actually about the birth of our own understanding. That moment our human consciousness becomes capable of grasping just a tiny piece of an infinite divine reality. Now that's a great question to ponder.